Just coming to you from the beautiful outback countryside of Alberta, Canada. And we've had a question come in that I thought this is a perfect location to handle this question. How do I find time to work on my dream when I'm a full-time mum with a 12-year-old daughter and a husband who works away on the mines, and the only spare time I have is in the evenings and on the weekend? And you know, it's a really good question, and a lot of people can probably relate to that. And the reality of it is the easiest thing that can happen is to the thing that can happen is it's easy to go, well, I just don't have time, I just can't do it. Okay, I just can't. You don't understand my circumstances. You don't understand my husband works away. You don't understand I've got a 12-year-old daughter who needs my time, and you don't understand I'm working full time. Okay, and if that's acceptable to you, that's okay. You don't have to chase your dream. You can compromise and you can settle for less. If that's the life you want to live, if that's the best investment of your life and your time, and you feel that that's where your time wants to go, that's fine. But if it's not, then I want to share some things with you. Because if your dream is important to you, then you've got 24 hours in the day, the same as me, the same as everybody else, no more, no less. Every one of us invests every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day in our life. And the only choices we have is how we choose to spend that time in the moment. So if you want something different for your life, if you want a different outcome, then there's a saying that Jim Rohn says, which is that Jim Rohn used to say, and that I love. It's a legacy saying, which is, for things to change, you need to change. It's not you need to change if it's convenient to you, or you need to change if it's easy for you, because change never is. The only thing that's important is that change important to you? You know, when I first made the decision that I wanted to choose freedom, and if you remember from, I've said a little bit earlier that, you can make a decision to change, but nothing changes with a decision. Change only comes from action behind that decision. And, my first mentor, when he asked me, he said, are you serious about your goal? Are you serious about wanting freedom? Okay. And I said, yes, I'm serious. He says, okay, are you committed? Now, at the time, I'll give you a circumstance. At the time, both my wife and myself were working as doctors. We were working 140 hours a week between us. 4 nights of the week, we either didn't get home at all because we were working a 36-hour straight shift, or we weren't getting home till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. 4 nights of the week. I've yet to find very many people that were working the same level that we were working. And the reality of it was that's so simple to use that as an excuse. Well, I could be successful, I could change my life if only I wasn't working this hard. But if you want a statue built to the best excuse of why you never chased your dream and you never built the life of your desire, if that's what you truly want, then come up with the best reasons. But if that's not good enough, if you want the outcome, then you have to find a way. Okay? And this is what my mentor did to me the first time. I said to him, yes, I'll try. And he looked at me and he had a smile on his face. And I know he'll probably watch this video and he'll remember this moment. And he grabbed his car keys and he threw them on the ground. And he said, Tony, I want you to try pick those keys up. And I went, okay, Kim. And I went down and I picked the keys up. And he grabbed them off me, threw them on the ground. He said, no, I want you to try pick the keys up. And I didn't get it. I was going, but I picked the keys up. Okay, I want you to try pick the keys up. So I went down and I started to pick the keys up. He said, no, I want you to try pick the keys up. And I went, oh, okay, let me try. I'm gonna try and pick the keys up. Oh, look at me. I'm putting all this effort in to pick these keys up. I'm really trying really hard, but it's difficult. He said, either decide to pick the keys up or decide not to. Don't try. Try will just try you. Okay? If you make a decision and you are committed to that decision, then what you need to do is work out what steps you can take. And there is always time. There is always time. The person who tells me I don't have time is lying to themselves. Okay? And I challenge any one of you to go, but you don't understand. My circumstances are different. The reality of it is they're not. You have 24 hours in the day, no more, no less. If you want a different outcome, then you have to do things differently. If you got yourself in that circumstance where you're working full-time and your partner's away at the mines working full-time and your daughter's taking up your time, then you got yourself in that circumstance. That was your choices. Nobody held you up and, put handcuffs on you to say, oh, I'm going to force you to be at work every day. Those were choices you made. Now, the exciting part about it is you can make different choices moving forward and you can have a different outcome, but it requires that committed decision. So where does it start? Well, you have to buy some of your time back first. Maybe it isn't the case of going straight for your dream in one step. For me, it was the case of build your freedom generator so that you don't need that income from your work, or your partner doesn't need, or you don't need your partner's income from that work. And now you start buying your time back. And when you've bought your time back, you can then invest it in where you choose. So my suggestion to you as to where you start to start buying your time back is you start by paying yourself first. Start with as much as you can to set aside to pay your future self. And you have that money into a freedom generator to start getting investments that make positive cash flow. And if they're putting a bit more money in your pocket each month, the more money you've got that's coming into your pocket that you're not working for, the more choice you have available to start buying some of your time back. So if you're serious about your dream and you're serious about wanting to buy your time back, then may I suggest that you get deadly white heat serious about building your freedom generator and get the 4 money principles locked down and applied in your life. Pay yourself first as much as you can. Work out the minimum you can live on and still be okay with your life. Drop back some of your extravagances where you can and get more and more money working for your freedom generator. Okay? Make sure you've got an emergency buffer in place and then get that money going to work in investments that put cash in your pocket all day long. The faster you get that building, the faster your freedom income is coming up to start taking care of your monthly expenses, the quicker you buy your freedom back and your dream becomes available to you. That is definitely within your hands. It's definitely within your power. No matter how hard you're working, no matter how hard your partner is working, that is within your hands and within your control. So you can definitely go after your dream, but it starts with applying those 4 money principles in your life, getting your generator building, starting to get income from your generator that you don't need to work for, and step by step you start getting your time back. And that's where your dream becomes available to you. So what I suggest is that personal accountability to make that decision not to try, but make the decision to do. Pay yourself first as much as you can. The quicker you do that, the quicker you get your money out there working for you, the quicker your choices start coming back to you. So it is about choosing freedom and then backing that up with committed action. So until